Welcome back to another tutorial video. This is a Siemens NX drafting tutorial, and in this video, we're going to create a 2D draft file for this block using Siemens NX. And this will be the final draft file for the block. So if you want to know how we can create a draft file for this block, make sure you stay to the end of the video, and I'm very sure this video will help you out. If you want more tutorials in Siemens NX, make sure to check out the videos on my channel for more. Now let's begin. We are in the modeling workspace, and in order to start drafting, you have to go into the drafting workspace. So you can search in the command finder, drafting, or you come to applications, drafting, and you select a sheet size. So we'll go with the A2 sheet size. Okay. And we are going to use this title block that Siemens NX gives to us. But if you don't want to use this and you want to create your own customized title block, I have a video on it. So it's in the top right corner. There is a link in the description. Make sure you watch it to know how you can create your own title block and set up your drafting sheet for the part. So you want to maintain this title block without filling in any information. If you want to fill in the information, you can populate the title block over here. But I don't want to fill in any information. We will move straight to creating the draft file. Close. And then you close any window that appears. Next, you have to set some preferences. So come to menu, preferences, and drafting. Now you have to change the line arrow, which is the arrowhead. We have to reduce the thickness so that the dimension lines can be differentiated from the actual draft lines. Next, you go to view workflow and disable this border because there will be some borders around our views. We don't want it, so we disable it. And then come to dimension text and change the height of the dimension text to 6. Now we change the thickness of the center lines also to 0.13 and click OK. Next, you have to add our views. So first, click on base view, and then we add the isometric view. With a scale of 1:1, move the isometric view to this point and click to release. And click close. Now the reason for adding this isometric view is that if anybody looking at this draft file and the person cannot interpret the views that I will place here later, they can just look at the isometric view and know how the block will look like. So we have to add a shading to it. So move your cursor closer to the view, click on it, click settings, and change the shading to fully shaded. Okay. So when you look at this block, you already know how the block would look like. Next, we add the 2D views. So again, click on base view. The first view you are going to add is the front view. Now we want to make this area the front view. So come to orient view tool, click on it, and use this arrow to change where the front view should be. Okay, so now there's our front view. So drop the front view over here. Click to drop, and then move your cursor to the top to automatically generate the top view. And then move your cursor to the side here, so automatically generates the side view, which is the left side view. Close. Next, you're going to add dimensions to it. So let's first dimension the base block. So with the linear dimension, we can zoom in. And this horizontal dimension from this line to this line, click to release. Automatically, the dimension will be generated. And then from this line to this line also. Next, the vertical dimensions, you place it on the side view. So the distance for this line, click release, and distance from this line to this line also, click to automatically generate the dimension. Now the full length of the base block also, click on this line and this line, and this is what we have. Now we have to indicate on the top view that this cut over here goes until the end. So move your cursor here, click on it, click on settings, and we have to make sure the hidden lines are now visible. So you're going to use this dotted line, apply. So as we can see, this cut extends until the end here. Next, you dimension the holes. So with a linear dimension, you have to specify the distance between the centers of the holes and the distance of this center here from the end point here. And then you have to set the vertical distance also. So click on the centers, click on this line to generate the vertical distance. Next, you have to dimension the diameters of the hole. So click on the radial dimension and then set the method to hole call out. Click on this simple hole and we can see the hole has been dimensioned. Now, stop moving your cursor. You can see this dialog box appear. Click on it and type in 2x. Click to release, and this will indicate that this 16mm diameter applies to this hole also. So there are two holes with 16mm diameter. Next, we dimension this bracket. So now we have to dimension this bracket. So again, with the radial dimension, change the method to diametral, and then click on this circle to generate the diameter. Click on this circle also to generate the diameter. Now the vertical distance of the circles from the bottom here, we use a linear dimension. Click on this center and this line, and this is what we have. And then the horizontal distance of this center from this endpoint, click on this center, click on this line, generate the horizontal distance. Next, you can see that there is a break over here. So you have to dimension the horizontal distance from this endpoint to this break. So click on this point. Click on this point also. This is the horizontal distance. And lastly, we have to get the vertical distance. So again, click on this point and click on this line to generate the vertical distance. Next, you have to get the length of extrusion. So you're going to do that on the top view. So the full length of extrusion, click on this line to generate it. And then for this feature here, click on this line and this line to generate it also. And the last thing we have to do is to specify the distance from this point to this point, this small length here. Click on this point and this point here, it is 5mm. And the last thing we are going to do is to readjust the dimensions and reposition the views for a neat presentation. And yeah, that's how to create a 2D draft file for this part using Siemens NX. I hope you like this video. And if you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want more tutorials in Siemens NX drafting. And leave a like on this video. I'll see you in the next tutorial.